morning, everyone. Well, I don't know about you, but I thought Jeff Quinn the Magician was awesome last time. He had all sorts of fun little tricks and jokes and things like that, right? He was super cool. I'm so glad that he allowed me to videotape it though and post it out there for you guys so you could see what we were seeing. So that way you couldn't miss out either. So we had magicians and their magic. So I thought, let's stay with that. And now, what kind of animals can you think of that would live in a magical habitat? Those are really good ones. I thought of two main ones. I thought of dragons and unicorns. So today we're going to read The Return of Thelma the Unicorn. Now we've read regular Thelma the Unicorn, the first book, quite a few times, different times here at the library. So you guys should remember that she was what? A horse, wanting to be famous, and she dressed like you're right, a unicorn. There's Thelma. She's looking up at something. Oh, it's a big sign. Where is Thelma? Thelma felt a little shocked. In fact, she felt quite torn. You see, she had made the whole world sad. We missed our unicorn. From every corner of the earth, her fans did wail and cry. Thelma, Thelma, please come back. Why did you leave us? Why? They're all sad. They have all unicorns on their heads, don't they? Thelma's best friend Otis, and her all-time greatest fan, said, "Gee, they really miss you. We should help them if we can." "Help them?" blurted Thelma. "You mean dress up like before? They don't need phony unicorns. Of that, I am quite sure." But Otis shook his shaggy head and said, "I think they do. You're not phony, you're the best. And what they miss is you. You made people happy. They felt cheerful for a while. Who cares if it's a costume, Thelma? You made people smile. There's nothing wrong with make-believe. You can be a star." As long as you remember what you love and who you are. But the last time it was scary and some of them were mean. Well, this time you'll have backup. I'm here for you, my queen. He's bowing down and kissing her feet. That's funny. But I don't have my outfit. How can I disguise my face? Otis said, "I kept this and some glitter just in case." So just like that, they hit the road. They barely stopped to pack. They both had lots of work to do. The unicorn was back. Oh my goodness. She painted herself. Look at that. The whole wide world was overjoyed. Her fans all went berserk. Do you guys know what berserk is? It's like crazy happy. Yeah, it's like crazy happy. That's the best way to say it. But this time, Thelma had her friend. And that's what made it work. Her fabulousness exploded like a joyful glitter bomb. While Otis cheered her from the wings, "Girl, get your sparkle on." lives were changed. She raised money for charity. And fun was had. And love was in the air. And at the end of every day, her friend was always there. Otis watched her spread the love. He felt so very proud. Thelma could just do her thing. He handled every crowd. So when those mean old haters came to mock or diss or scoff, she felt so brave and happy she could always. Their signs say they don't like unicorns. Just shake it off. Oh, look at her dance. And on days off, they cuddled up beneath their favorite tree. And Otis would recite these words as Thelma smiled with glee. The world may not be perfect. Yes, a rose may have its thorns. But one thing is for certain. The world needs unicorns. The end. What a funny little story about the unicorn coming back. She always wanted to be a unicorn, but she's just a horse. So she put on her costumes and pretended. And when she pretended, she did such a good job that she made everybody kind of happy, because people like that kind of fun and happy and unicorns and things. So today we're going to make some unicorn and dragon, because you can't have unicorns without dragons, right? Unicorn and dragon clothespin puppets. So go ahead and get your kit out. And what you should see is you should have a piece of paper that has a little unicorn and a dragon on it. Now, Mrs. V already started coloring hers. Okay, you're going to need a glue stick or some glue, okay, and some scissors and crayons. And you should also have 2 clothespins, okay? So for now, I just need you to color your unicorn and your dragon. I'm going to finish coloring mine here real quick. And you guys go ahead and start coloring yours. Now, Mrs. V is going to finish a lot quicker than you because I started ahead of time. Okay, because I didn't want to make you sit and have to watch me color my whole thing. That would take a while. Okay. So what I want you to do is, if you're going to need more time to color, which you will, because like I said, Mrs. V kind of started ahead, go ahead and pause your video and finish coloring and come back when you're done. I'll wait. All right, guys. So Mrs. V's dragon is all colored and my unicorn is all colored. So I'm going to get my scissors, and I want you guys to get your scissors out, and I want you to cut them out, okay? Mrs. V is going to cut her piece of paper in half first. Makes it a little easier to kind of handle, okay? And we can even cut off this extra piece here, okay? And I'm going to cut around my unicorn. Now, make sure you try your best to get around those little pieces here, okay? If you need some extra help, make sure to just ask whoever's with you today for a little bit of extra help with your cutting. Now, don't let them do all of it though, because you need to be practicing your scissor cutting, right? So let's go ahead and Mrs. V's gonna try to get this done quickly, but always want to make sure I'm doing my best work. And always remember, we point our scissors away from us. All right. Did you guys know that my daughter Grace has a stuffed unicorn that is as big as her bed I kid you not, you should ask her about it. And it kind of looks like this. It's kind of pink and has different colors on it. But it's so big that it literally takes up like her whole bed. I don't even know how she sleeps in her bed with that thing. It's huge. But she really likes it. I don't know. And last year, we made some dragons and some unicorn stuffed animals. Remember that? We made our little stuffed animal friends, like kind of like, and things. We had those guys. And if you always pay attention, Mrs. V always ends up somehow getting dragons, unicorns, or both in our activities. I just think they're super fun and they're always colorful and you can do all sorts of things with them. I just kind of like them. They're just fun. Now, all right. So my unicorn here is just about cut out. And Mrs. V's trying to be real careful, but yet kind of quick, so that way I'm not making you sit here and wait. Now, if I get finished cutting both of my unicorn and dragon and you need more time, what do? You guys are so smart. We pause our video, okay? So if you need to pause the video to cut, you can. Okay, so there's my little unicorn. Now that's all I'm going to do for right now, so I want you to put him aside. And now I'm going to cut out my dragon. And again, if you guys need more time, go ahead and pause your video and come back. I'll be here. I made my dragon green and blue and purple. What colors did you guys make your dragons? Those sound awesome. All right. Mrs. V's gonna cut over here a little bit. All right. Cut around his belly and around his little tiny toes. All right. Now Mrs. V's around to his tail. Do you guys think that dragons look a lot like dinosaurs? I think they do. I think whoever made up dragons, because we know they're not real animals, but I think whoever made them up must have been somebody who liked dinosaurs. You know, they both look kind of like that kind of same thing. And sometimes, depending on the books, they really look, whoever draws them. Now, do you remember what the word is called for the person who draws our pictures in the book? It's that really, really long word. Illustrator. Our illustrators, sometimes they get their ideas from other stuff. So that's why I think sometimes they look kind of a lot alike of other things. Because have you ever paid attention? Not all the time do the dragons and unicorns look the same, right? Where if you look at a sloth, a type of sloth, it's the same because it's a real animal. So you can only make it look so far, right? Just like dogs, okay? Now, there's different kinds of dogs, but if you had, let's say, a blue heeler dog, well, all the blue heeler dogs, other than maybe some of their coloring look, they look the same, right? They're the same shape, things like that. That's because it's a real kind of animal. Where our unicorns and dragons, they always look different because why? Because we don't really know what they look like because they're fiction, they're made up. All right, so now we've got both our little dragon and our little unicorn, okay? Now I want you to see, and you might be able to see it much better on your paper, but I'm gonna try to put it up real close, okay? So right along, I might kind of put them upside down. Right along here, you're gonna see a line all the way across, okay? Same with her unicorn, okay? There's a line all the way across. I actually want you to cut them in half, just like that, okay? So cut just along this line, almost kind of like you're cutting its mouth open, okay? And you're gonna cut all the way across, okay? So now you're gonna have this piece and this piece, okay? That's how I want them to look. Go ahead and do that with your unicorn and your dragon, okay? And with your dragon piece, we might want to cut around our tooth here. Now you can either cut right across or you can cut your tooth out. Either way, it will work just the same, okay? All right, now we have our dragon guy, okay? So now you're gonna need to get your clothespins here. Mrs. V is going to use glue sticks because we all know Mrs. V doesn't have very much patience for waiting for glue to dry. So if you use your glue, you're just going to use a little bit right there and right there, okay? If you use your glue stick, you put it on there real good, okay? If you use your glue, your regular glue, you'll have to wait for it to dry before you can start playing with your puppets, okay? All right, so we're going to take this one and see we can put glue on it. And we're gonna glue the bottom part. Let's move our glue stick here. Our bottom part of unicorn on our bottom part of our clothespin. Okay. You have to kind of push it down. Mrs. V didn't get enough glue right in there. Just get a little glue past that part. Whoop. It stuck to my finger and came right off. All right. And even though Mrs. V used her glue stick, I have to be really patient and make sure it stays on good. Okay? Then you're going to do the top one, the top part of unicorn, just to the top part of your clothespin. So you might have to open it up a little bit so that way it doesn't, you don't get glue on here and accidentally glue it together. Okay? And if you use your glue stick, you're going to have to kind of push on it to kind of let it get stuck in there. All right. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside. And I'm going to do the same thing for my dragon, except this time, see, my dragon faces the other way. So I'm going to need my clothespin to face the other way, okay? So go ahead and do the same thing. Mrs. V is going to start with her bottom. And I'm trying to hold it so you can see what I'm doing. So I apologize if I drop it or if it looks a little funny because I'm kind of doing it backwards in my hand so that way you guys can see. Okay, hold it there. And hold, kind of push it down a little bit. Now, if you used your glue, you're going to have to make sure to only use just a little bit because you don't want the glue to get in the middle on here because what will happen when this closes and the glue's in there? It'll glue shut and then you won't be able to open it up. Okay, so then we're going to do our top part here. Mrs. V kind of turned it upside down so that way I can hold it better. Put lots of little glue on there. And my glue, I like my glue stick that it's purple. Sometimes they come in purple, sometimes they don't. But the purple one's kind of fun because then you can see where you put the glue. All right. Look at that. Now, I'm going to be very careful right now playing with them because they're not dry yet. But now I have little puppets. Let's see if I can get them so you can see them a little bit better. Why, hello. How are you today? I'm just fine. Thank you for asking. Isn't that fun, guys? See, you squish them. Whoop! I dropped her. If you squeeze it open, it makes it look like their mouth is talking. Isn't that cool? Da 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 da. Now make sure that before you start playing with them, your glue is all the way dry. One very quick last thing that I want to show you guys is we gave our caterpillars a new home. Okay, so they're in this cool little net thing. If you see, that's the lid of our little jar that was there before. So what the instructions told Mrs. V to do was take the lid off of that jar. Remember our caterpillars were in that little cup? Take the lid off and carefully put it in the little log stand. And so they've been sitting there for a little bit. And you will never guess this morning what I found. We have one caterpillar that has come out of its chrysalis, out of its cocoon, and is a butterfly. And I promise you, this just happened the very first thing this morning because it was not that way yesterday when I left the library. So that little butterfly has just come out right now. Isn't that cool? And he has moved. He was a little bit down farther. He's slowly walking up. Now, I haven't seen the caterpillar or the ladybug open its wings yet, so I don't know if there's any colors in there yet, or if it's still just brown and it hasn't gotten its colors. I don't know how this works. I'm learning just like you guys. I don't know if they come out already pretty with their colors on the end side, on the other side of their wings. But we'll have to wait and see. Isn't it cool? So we've got one. So I bet in the next day or two, our whole little house here is going to be full of butterflies. Pretty neat, huh? Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys had lots of fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye.